Hello, hello. It is the weekly chatter and welcome. It's Friday at 4 o'clock in the East Coast. So at that time, it is the time for Travel Quest Network to get together to wrap up the week with some good cheer and just, oh, hello, we got music playing. I knew that was going to happen. Just wrap up the week that may have been amazing for some of you, may have been challenging, may have been a little bit of both. And this is a great time to kind of share what's been going on with you. And I have a special guest with me. I love it when he gets to join me for the weekly chatter. It is the CEO of Travel Quest Network and WorldVia, Jason Block. Welcome, Jason.
Hey everybody, happy Friday to Travel Quest Network. I love when I get to come back, when you invite me back, Joshua, so thanks for having me.
It's a very special invitation, right? Like, you know, we have to vet our guests. So no, well, you are in Atlanta. That's where we're based.
Right. Yep.
Normally I would be in Atlanta, but I am so lucky because I get to come to you live from Punta Mita, just outside of Puerto Vallarta at the Marival Armony, which is, we had to look this up. Do you know what Armony means?
I do not.
Add an H, and it's harmony in Spanish.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So yes, I get to spend a few days here, and you get a see the sunshine. I hear in the Midwest there was some snow this week, so I feel like some people. Yeah, so I feel like some people might be a little jelly here, but you're probably not. It's probably boiling hot in Atlanta, right, Jason?
It's not bad here, but I'm jealous looking at that nice background there.
Guys, if you watched my video when I did a tour of my Sienna suite, which is beautiful, I did say that I was going to do the weekly chatter from outside, and I just could not do it. There are some seagulls that are out there that look a little bit like pterodactyls, so I don't know if I'm in Jurassic Park, but I thought it would probably be a better idea to come inside. So yeah, that's why I'm coming to you live here.
Yeah, you should all be glad about that. We had a meeting earlier today, and half the meeting was occupied by everyone's fascination with the seagulls. So it might derail us if you went outside. So I'm glad you're inside.
The pterodactyls. That's.
They were freakishly big. I will agree with you.
Yeah, and a lot of them too. So the beautiful part about this property, Jason, you haven't been here before, right?
I have not, no.
Well, I was just here in December with some of our Crown Jewels members. I always forget to add the plural to that. So we did our diamond getaway here. So this is my second time here, and it's just got beautiful ocean, just all sides of the property. Basically, you're surrounded by ocean. So yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. This is called being in the travel business. Yeah, this is the nice little perk to that, to get to experience amazing properties like this. I'm having a great time. If you guys have any questions about the Marival Armony, please drop them in the chat. Just so everybody knows, we are broadcasting the weekly chatter live. This is a show we've been doing for about, I guess it's been about 16 months. And over the last few months, we have now, it used to be only in our members only group. Now it's out there on YouTube and our main channel, Facebook. It's now a podcast too. Jason didn't even know it was a podcast. I said, oh, it's a podcast. And he was like, oh, I'd been helpful if you would have shared that with me. But yes, it's a podcast now too.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
So everybody.
It's a great way to listen, right?
Exactly.
If you're out taking a walk, or you're trying to get some other work done or chores, and you don't have time to be watching in front of your computer, podcast is a great way to do it. So I'm pumped that we're doing it. That's very cool.
And it was one of our diamond agents, Lisa, who suggested it. She said, I want to be on the go. I want to be walking the dog. I want to listen to the Weekly Chatter. So anyway, so now it's a podcast. You can find it on iTunes and Spotify, all that. But
iTunes,
for those,
who'd have thought?
What'd you say?
Who'd have thought we'd be talking to people on iTunes? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So special shout out, hi to anyone listening on the podcast.
Yes. Yes. Thank you whenever you're listening to it. And yeah, and if you're not a member of Travel Quest Network and you are a travel entrepreneur and you are looking for the best host agency on the planet to build your business, go to travelquestnetwork.com and check us out. So we have to get that out of the way, but we have our members in our members only Facebook group. They are chatting it up. So I want to go over to the comments. So hold on a second. I have to look at my phone to do this. So guys, bear with. So Stacy is joining us. Happy Friday, everyone. Stacy, so glad that you could make it with us. Debbie joining us from Sequim, Washington. That's always going to stand out in my mind since I read it as Sequin the first time I saw it. Stacy said, hi, Joshua and WorldVia Jason. Hannah, hi everybody. Hope you are having a great Friday. I love seeing our we've got regular members of the live audience. So I love seeing some of our regulars, and Hannah is definitely one of them, and so is Daniela. She said, "Happy Friday, everyone." And part of the weekly chatter is sharing your wins and your challenges for the week. So love it when you guys have wins, and it's also equally awesome to share your challenges, because most of the time you'll find that there is another member within Travel Quest Network who's going through the same thing. So you get some they're there, I'm here for you, been there, done that, or yep, I'm feeling the same way. But Debbie has said her win for this week is that she was just informed that she was selected for one of the Holland America Alaska FAMs, and she is so excited. So congratulations, Debbie.
That's awesome. That should be fun.
I wonder if I've got a sound effect for it. Let's see. Guys, I still haven't changed that sound effect, so now thinking about it being a podcast, somebody's like, "Oh, that sounds really sad."
The Rode Studio options are limited, right?
Exactly. Rebecca is watching. She said, "Way to go, Debbie! Happy for you." Yes, super happy for you. Another win. So Stacy is sharing his win. Was completing Princess Academy training and achieving my Commodore status. Now working on Cunard. You better get it, Stacy.
Nice.
So, Jason, I think you tuned in last week. I think you told me that you tuned in.
Stacy was talking about that last week.
Yes. So there was a little healthy competition about getting the different status. Is it statuses? Yes, statuses with the education. That feels very wrong to say it that way. Let's see here. Ellen is watching. Brandy, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Brandy. Okay, so Jason, I've had to read a few of these. This is just to show, I know you see it every day when you look at sales figures. I hope you don't mind me saying you're a numbers nerd. You love your numbers. You love analyzing them. You love making a chart. You break it down in so many ways. Guys, literally, he'll be in a meeting and I'll say a number, and he'll be like, well, how does that break down to 52 weeks and da-da-da-da? And I'm like, I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. I'm not ready for that. So this has been happening a lot lately. So I want to read this correctly because I can kind of jumble it up. So Rebecca said her win for the week is she invoiced the most she has ever done in 1 week. So that is a huge win. Congratulations. And Stacy is chiming in there along with Terry to say congratulations. Did you say something, Jason?
Oh, I just said good for you. That's fantastic. I mean, when you have those wins along the way and you kind of beat your personal best, that's what gives you a little recharge and keeps you pushing. That's fantastic.
One of the things that I find fascinating, and I just love doing the weekly chatter because since we started this, it's been such an interesting journey. I mean, they'd be doing this through the pandemic and different ups and downs and different things going on. Especially with our regulars to see what they share throughout over this time. It's just been very interesting to watch their journey, and not everybody looks at those benchmarks. As an entrepreneur, you're so focused in kind of being in the moment, what you have to do, and maybe you've set goals for yourself, and we hope that you set goals for yourself. But celebrate those wins, like you said. It's so important. That's what keeps your mind engaged, right?
Yeah, especially when if you're encountering a challenge or something that's tough. I always find it helpful to find gratitude in some of the successes, so you can balance it. And I think that helps you overcome those challenges and gives you the staying power to do that, because it gets easy to dwell on challenges and dwell on maybe a difficult client or whatever the case is. But if you can remind yourself proactively, intentionally remind yourself of the things you are doing great and the things that are your strengths and the things you're happy with, the things that make you happy, then those are things you can build on, and they give you the energy you need to get through whatever the challenge is. And then you do like Rebecca said, and you set a new high, and then you just keep pushing. It's a journey. It's not, we talk about that a lot, but it's a journey. It's not a destination. And making sure to take time to think about and appreciate your wins is really an important part of it, for sure.
Yeah. It's celebrate your wins and be proud of the fact that you're doing what so many people do. They just don't have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I think an entrepreneur is such a mixed bag of somebody who dreams big, perseveres, has to be a self-starter, a self-motivator, all of these things. And not everybody's cut out for it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So be super proud that you are an entrepreneur and that you're doing it, because so many people cannot do it. And I think you and I, Jason, have both seen people who have started businesses, and you can kind of tell that the mindset isn't there for them to be successful. You got to be made of a certain ilk, right?
Yeah, totally. And it's easy to come up with a dream. It's much tougher to take that step towards it, and then to keep taking steps. And that's what makes our job so much fun, is seeing all the cool things that you guys are doing. It's something we take a lot of pride and get a lot of joy from. So thank you for doing all that you guys do.
Yes. All right, so going back to the chat, we've got Lena. She is sharing a win. Her travel agency has been invited to participate in 2 local community events. And then Lena sandwiched 2 things in here. She said, I got a win and I got a challenge. So she said her challenge is...
It happens like that sometimes, right? Go ahead, sir.
It's like the Facts of Life song. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. So the challenge that she put in is managing client expectations with current pricing and availability. Amen, sister. In fact, just before we went live, Jason and I were talking about lack of inventory, the pricing on things being not what the clients are expecting, because there's so much demand. There's a lot of demand for Europe, but not a lot of inventory in Caribbean, Mexico. It's definitely, we're not following normal travel patterns, and the airlines and the resorts, everybody's trying to figure out what I guess, I don't want to say new norm is, but how to navigate this new environment. So yeah, I could see that being a challenge. What are your thoughts on that, Jason?
Well, I mean, long term or right now?
Right now.
Right now. I think part of the biggest challenge right now, and we're hearing it from a lot of our members, is that the sheer volume of inquiries coming in. And so, one of the things that you can do is set expectations just from the get-go on your response time. And we don't have time to get into a lot of different strategies on how you can make your response more efficient, but there are things you can do, whether it's a virtual assistant or just even a quick reply email or a quick reply phone call to set the expectation of when you're even available. Forget inventory, forget pricing for a second. When do you have time to consult with them and then put together a proposal? But when you get through that and you are actually talking with them and you're looking for inventory, I think it's important to have that level set expectation conversation early on, even much more so than it was maybe historically. So I think it's important to advise people of what airline prices are looking at right now, what inventory for parts of the world, like Mexico, where it can be hard to find space, what that looks like. I think as Europe opens up even further, and it's almost by the day, I think, from what I've seen, I think you can start to shift people towards other things. So if they're looking for something that is tight on inventory, then you can maybe offer something else. Now, obviously, someone looking for an all-inclusive in Cancun is not, maybe ready to hear a message that they should go to Italy, but we are seeing, there's certainly some attractive pricing in the cruise space in certain parts of it. So there's a way that you can try to shift the volume there. So the thing that I think is most important is, especially with the price of airfare continuing to climb, that you have that conversation very early on, and ensure that this is someone who is not only serious about their desire to go somewhere, but their ability to do so. And I know that's sometimes a tough conversation because we're all afraid of hearing no. And I think that's where you start to need to flip your mindset when you're selling, that your objective in some of those initial conversations is to get a no, to eliminate a prospect so you can focus your time on other prospects who are more apt to convert. So I know that sounds counterintuitive sometimes, but you almost want to disqualify a prospect, especially if you are one who is faced with a lot of incoming requests. And I know we have a lot of members who are in that camp where they're honestly struggling to field all of the responses. So the faster you can disqualify someone, that sounds kind of crazy almost to turn business away. But the sooner you do that, the sooner and the shorter your sales cycles will be. So that's kind of how I would say that. Long term, it's a little different maybe.
Well, I do think it's crazy because just a year ago we were like, is it going to come back? How can I get leads? And now we're hearing the overwhelm and inquiries coming in, again, proving that pent-up demand, or proving that pent-up demand. So it's weird to say that, but it benefits you to make sure that you are finding or you're working with clients that are a right fit for you, because just going for the low-hanging fruit that is coming in doesn't necessarily serve you overall if they're not the right fit for you.
Yeah, and that extends beyond just the product or destination specialty that you might cater to, or set of specialties that you might cater to, but it extends to how you want to do business. How does this person, what are their expectations of what a travel advisor is going to provide to them versus what are the things that you want to focus on delivering and how you want to deliver it. Even how do you want to communicate? Some clients may demand that you're available by phone, and you don't enjoy working that way, or that they may demand they want to work by text message or email, and you don't enjoy working one of those ways. So you know, um, being very clear up front, not only with what the realities of the cost of travel are, I think being upfront with how you work and being as clear as possible, painting that picture, can make sure that you're matching yourself with good long-term client relationships.
Yes, amen to that.
And I know that's hard, especially if you're starting out. I know that's really hard to do, to turn away business and to try to disqualify a prospective client. But in the end, I do think it builds you a much stronger business and makes you not only more successful but happier.
Yeah, and we in this show over the last few months, we've had several members say that they have had to bless and release clients who were not a right fit. So
Right.
it was diverting their energy. It wasn't feeding them. It wasn't working with them. It wasn't making them happy. Therefore, that impacts every aspect of their business, and had to make that decision to let a client go because the energy that they were putting into the client that wasn't a right fit was really taking away from either finding more clients that were right fits or really truly serving those clients who they wanted to work with. So it's interesting, and I think every entrepreneur, especially a solopreneur, who it's all about their services, their expertise. I think that's a realization that everybody kind of has to come to on their own. You have to kind of hit that point where it's like, yes, it's okay to say no, or it's okay to bless and release, because at the end of the day, I need to do what I am passionate about and put my energy there. Okay, so happy Earth Day, Jason. Did you remember it was Earth Day?
Yes, I did actually.
Cynthia just reminded me. Cynthia from Birmingham, she just reminded me. She said, "Happy Earth Day." Did you plant a tree?
I did not, but this weekend I am planting several bushes. Not for Earth Day, just it's a happy coincidence, I guess.
No, he did. He planned it out. It just he was going to shift the work to the weekend. But Cynthia, thank you for reminding us. Happy Earth Day,
Yes.
which does make me think. I'm here with Delta Vacations, and on Delta Airlines and the cruise lines, the airlines and the cruise lines. Everybody is looking at sustainability. They've been looking for ways to really improve on their footprint on the earth, and I remember years ago when people were talking about some of the things that are happening now. It was like, oh, well, we'll never get there. That's never going to happen. We're never going to come up with alternate fuels, you crazy person, you. Right. And now we're drinking out of paper straws, or we're throwing a straw at the server and saying, "Don't! I didn't ask for this." You have to pay for shopping bags in Europe. I mean, who would have thunk it? But it's been impressive just talking with the people from Delta Vacations and Delta Airlines, as well as the Marival property. There's so many little subtle changes that they've done to put the earth first, and try to get more into that space of lessening the impact. And I was on Avalon Waterways the other week, and in the client documents, they say bring your favorite water bottle, because we have water fill stations all throughout the ship. Such a simple thing, but I mean, how much impact not having little water bottles, plastic water bottles all over the place. I mean, no, I didn't mind. I was there, and they even had flavored. You could get like nutrient infused water. Like
Wow.
they had everything there. So anyway, let's Earth Day, sustainability. Yes, good. Let's see here. We've got some good comments coming in. So Jason, I know you've got topics that you're burning to talk about, but so do our members. So members come first.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's the way the weekly chatter goes,
Absolutely.
All right, so Liz said, win for the week, hit a new weekly goal in bookings this week. So again, the benchmarks. And awesome. Here's Debbie. I love this about our members. Just, here's Debbie congratulating Liz. And I think that is the most beautiful thing about Travel Quest Network is the camaraderie amongst our members, that community of like-minded, I don't want to say like-minded individuals, but I mean, everybody is striving to have a phenomenal travel business and, not looking at each other as competitors, but elevating each other. I think that's such a beautiful thing.
Well, you see it all the time, especially in the Facebook group, and even though you see it all the time, I love seeing it every time I see it, which is when people are, congratulating each other, supporting each other, and then someone says, "Oh, I was with a different host and it wasn't like this." And I'm not trying to, slam any competitors, but it's awesome to see people come here and interact with our network and be like, "Gosh, this is great. This is great." Everyone's so nice and welcoming and supportive. And, especially for our team, it makes us, it gives us energy to see that. And, even though it happens all the time, every time it happens, every time I see it, it makes me smile, it makes me happy. So, I love that.
Yes. Let's see here. Brenda has joined us. She's watching. More congratulations. Let's see. Lisa's watching. All right, we got another win. Jason, I think we should just call this Travel Quest Network's weekly win show. Although that might sound like a game show. All right, so Ellen's win this week is her highest commission check yet. Yeah, so I'm going to get out the sad. Well, maybe I'll try another sound effect. All right, that's not really doing it for you, Ellen. I know. I feel like I really dialed that one in. And she, just like Lena, she sandwiched in a challenge here too. My challenge this week is time management. Who does not struggle with time management? I just.
I think you are not alone. Is all I can say.
Yeah. Do not feel like you are doing something wrong. I think we all are in. I pride myself on being highly organized with my tasks, but that does not mean I'm good at time management. It just means that I'm very organized with collecting tasks. But to be fair, we've all gone through a period where things were crazy. There was shifting bookings. There were long hold times. There was so much uncertainty. Now it like the switch flipped, and now it's super crazy busy. And like you were just saying, people have so many inquiries coming in that just juggling that is a lot. I mean, it's trying to get the things done like your taxes, or filing documents and things like that. These are the things that just start to pile up, and it just becomes extremely overwhelming. So you kind of have to have a woosah moment, and maybe that's what we can do in the weekly chatter. Is just woosah. So. Let it out. There's always tomorrow. Was that Scarlett O'Hara? I'll worry about it tomorrow. That's not necessarily a good philosophy. So yeah, just be more optimistic. There's always tomorrow, and take care of yourself first. That way you can tackle those things that are on your list. All right, let's see. And Terry said, "Happy Friday, Travel Quest fam." Yes, Linda, happy Friday. Jen, TGIF. Yes, TGIF. I think we can all agree on that. And Lisa's watching. Lisa, the one that said you should do this as a podcast. Lisa, I don't know if you got the memo, but it's now a podcast. But thanks for watching. Thanks.
So, hey, Lisa, now you can go back and listen to the podcast later and hear the special shout out to you about the podcast.
Exactly. Exactly. Our Monarch Agency of the Year winner for last year, Sarah, has joined us. She said TGIF, multitasking in the carpool lane, booking a few trips, listening to you two. Happy Friday.
I love it. All of those are good things.
So Jason, I don't know if you and I have done this, but occasionally while Sarah is in the carpool lane, she will take a screenshot of the weekly chatter. So we just need to strike a pose, kind of like Madonna, Vogue. Oh, you don't have to Vogue. I'm not ready to see you Vogue. But
yeah, I'm not ready to Vogue, so that's good.
Okay. I wasn't sure. You might be ready to go with me. So those of you on the podcast. Those of you who are listening on the podcast, then you'll miss out on this. But we just need to give a pose for Sarah in case she wants to get a snapshot. Okay, so ready?
Okay.
All right, that's enough. I tried to give her enough warning that I'm going to do that. I really appreciate you joining us in the carpool lane, Sarah. Let's see. Linda said, "Yay! All final payments received for my Alaska group." Let's see, she said, "Unfortunately, I'll be hosting this group during Travel Quest World." Oh, Linda. I don't know what we're going to do with you, but we are so happy that you are hosting a group to Alaska, but you're going to miss out on Travel Quest Network's biggest party of the year, Travel Quest World, on Independence of the Seas. There's still room, so if any of you out there haven't signed up yet, please go to travelquestworld.com, register now, and you get to select all these amazing sessions that we have planned for you. And then, and if you have any questions about Travel Quest World, our Velma, our groups manager, she will answer those questions for you. She said she's not able to join us either. So she said, I'm going to be there to answer questions for our members to make sure that they know everything they need to so they can sign up. So you can reach out to Velma, V. Tollison, Tollison at travelquestnetwork.com. She is ready to take your emails and your questions. So definitely reach out to her. Linda, sorry you're going to miss out on it. We will definitely make you feel like very envious, right?
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. But we got to specifically call out Linda. I think, yeah, like be like, oh, Linda, wish you were here, and throw confetti or something. I don't know. Let's see. Our Amy said she's multitasking too. She's at gymnastics and booked 4 cabins with Royal Caribbean. Woohoo! So I mean, we were just talking about time management. So we all struggle with it. And here we've got Sarah and Amy doing bookings while they're waiting on the kids. They're not driving the car because they're at least they're not multitasking in that way. But I mean, kudos. You got it. That's called getting your hustle on, right?
For sure. And the kids don't wait. They have no sympathy for mom or dad if they have work to do. So definite kudos to juggling that.
Oh my goodness. So Sarah was chiming in on us talking about inventory and prices, and she said, just chimed in and said, prices are bananas right now. And mind blown. She did the mind blown emoji. Let's see here. Man, we got some good ones going on. Let's see. Deborah says that, is there something going on? I hear a lot of kids or something going on your end, Jason. The kids can't wait, like you said.
I told you the kids don't wait. I had to mute myself for a second. How's that for high-end production value, everybody?
I love it. I love it. All right, so Deborah said her win for the week, wedding contract for this year, and group blocks are done for their guests, and their guests are booked. Way to go, Deborah. And then she also said future agency plans, digging into local events and weekend getaways within my area. So Deborah's not only crushing it with her wedding group, but she's also thinking about how she can expand what she's doing within her local area. I love it. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna have to pause because you guys keep the comments coming. We'll come back, but I mean, we could sit here 40 minutes and just talk to you guys. But let's Jason, we had a few things that we wanted to talk about.
Do we?
So you and I are going to be together next Saturday in Minneapolis.
We sure are.
For our very first Travel Quest Network Roadshow.
The very first roadshow, which I think is fitting. We're coming home, right? We're coming to Minneapolis. Pretty much, I think, a sold-out house, so it should be a great time.
Yeah, I think there's one spot left. I think there's only one spot left.
If you are within driving distance of Minneapolis, that one spot has your name on it. So
yep.
Like 2 more.
Yeah, so if you do want to check out the calendar of events or register for the Minneapolis event or the other road shows, just go to travelquestnetwork.com/events, and you'll see links to Travel Quest World, and then you'll see a link to the road shows, and then you can go out and learn where we're going. But we're doing Minneapolis next Saturday. Then we've got Dallas coming up. And now I'm going to forget all of them. We've got Los Angeles, Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, and then the Newark one, which we postponed, that was going to happen this weekend. We're postponing that for later. So we've got stuff coming up. But I love this. It's like I feel like I've always wanted to be in a rock band, and we're doing our tour.
That's right. We just need cool T-shirts, I think. But I don't know if we'll have those.
Yeah, Tara,
yeah,
we need T-shirts.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to get around the country and see a bunch of people. So I'm looking.
Yes, and our travel partners are coming with us. And just guys, if you are considering coming to the road shows, our travel partners are signing on every day. So as you look further out, you might not see as many travel partners slated to come, but Minneapolis filled up in the last week. We've got lots of travel partners, all different types of travel categories coming. So great time to meet people, your members that are in your region, as well as some of our travel partners, their representatives that are in your region as well. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I just I want to paint a little bit of a picture. So the road shows are not big production events. They're intimate environments. I mean, we're talking less than 50 people, around 50 people at the most, as far as attendees. So it's really an opportunity for us to share what's happening in the network, for you to ask questions. I mean, it's going to be a conversational environment and a chance to meet with suppliers and actually talk to them. It's not let's get into a big room and listen to a bunch of people talk all day. So I think you really enjoy it. I think it'll be a great chance for not only to hear what is going on around the network and things we have on tap for the future, but just to have an opportunity to network with people and with our team, ask questions and have some fun.
Yeah, and we've wanted to do this. We started talking about this in 2018, started planning it in 2019, so we could do it in 2020. That didn't pan out. So so excited to be able to do this because what we've seen with Travel Quest World is we can do so many things like this, the virtual events, but it's getting together in person where there's always serendipitous moments of creativity, inspiration, and just connection. It can't be beat. So if you can make it, please come. Please come. Let's see here. We like to go over the invoiced sales from the previous week, our top three. We just do it on revenue, and it's our top three positions invoiced by an individual agent, not an agency. So this is the production from one agent, and just to kind of give you a little taste of what's going on out there.
Joshua, sorry to interrupt you. This is commission revenue, right? Not sales.
Yes. So we used to do the top line total sales, but at the end of the day, you make money based on the commission that you earn. So we decided to switch this up a little bit. So this is the invoiced anticipated commission that was entered into Commission Manager last week. So are you ready for it, Jason?
I'm ready.
All right, so the very first position, $13,817.
Ooh, it's a good week.
That is a very good week. Number two, $9,427.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
No, not at all.
And third position is $7,354. So this is the anticipated commission. Very, very strong week last week. And
that's awesome.
And just as always, I'm just going to plug, when you sell something, please make sure you enter it into Commission Manager, and just kind of double check those numbers, because every time you have to go in there and make a little change, it just adds a little extra work there. But congratulations to those of you. There were actually looking across the board. There was a lot of booking activity last week, so that's definitely very, very encouraging. And if you're just getting started and your business isn't there yet, don't let these numbers scare you. Just let these numbers inspire you. And every week as we report on them, use this as a gauge. It kind of can give you an idea of, is there a lot of booking activity happening? One of the things I noticed, over the Christmas holidays, but it happens all the time. But you'll be going pretty strong, and then all of a sudden there'll be that dip, where it's when we report these numbers, it's also because it might have been a holiday, and our agents are not necessarily entering in their invoice activity. So just use it as a little gauge to see what's going on, and see where you fit in, right?
That's right.
Let's see. I want to bring attention to something. I've been so excited. You and I haven't talked about this on the weekly chatter at all, but I've gotten such great feedback from our members on the articles that you've been writing in the network news, and I think you're a phenomenal writer. Your writing style and my writing style are completely different. So I'm a very bad writer. Jason is a very good writer, and that is not me sucking up to him. That is just really the honest to goodness truth. I can only zing him by running it through Grammarly every once in a while and catching maybe an Oxford comma that's missing. Like, I feel like so powerful when I'm able to catch one of those. But this particular article that you put in Monday's edition of Network News was all about when to invest in your business. And I know you wrote the article, and guys, if you haven't checked it out, go to tropiquestnetwork.com/blog, and you'll be able to see all of our articles, but you'll be able to see this article here and read it in detail. But could you just talk a little bit about why you wanted to write that article?
Sure, and I don't want to repeat it, so if you haven't read it, do check it out. But the basic idea is that as a business owner, there's always things that we know we want to improve. There's things that new areas we want to get into to grow the business. There's strengths that we want to solidify, and a lot of times, all of those desires and efforts takes an investment. It could be, financial. It could be, you need to make a cash investment, whether it could be a new computer, it could be a piece of software, it could be hiring a company to do some kind of advertising for you, or it could be investing your time. And a lot of times, especially as a single entrepreneur, it's where your most precious resource. We're talking about time management a little bit today. Where do you invest your time? So we should all have this list of things that we want to do, and whether it's cash or time, those are both resources, right? And that list that we have there, it could be a great list, right? It could be the things that will launch your business into a new trajectory, but it could be the wrong time for them. And I think that's the thing that I know I have stepped into in my many lives, and it's something I've started to try to grow my awareness of. So even if we have the right ideas, sometimes it's the wrong time. So the question is, beyond what are the right things you need to be doing to grow your business, is when is the right time to do them, and is now the right time? And so I'm certain a lot of you have ideas of things you want to invest your time and money in to grow your business. But over the last couple of years, you'd be foolish if you weren't worried. Well, is now when I should be taking this additional risk or making this investment? And I spent through the pandemic, we said, look, this thing will be over, quote unquote, because who knows when it'll actually be over, and we won't be talking about this anymore. But things will start to get back to normal when cruise ships really return, right? When cruising rebounds, and when Europe opens up. And whether you're talking about leisure travel or vacation travel, I think those two things are the hallmarks of when the travel industry really and truly rebounds. And if you look at those two markets, I think they have been the bellwether to indicate when travel is rebounding, and I think we are seeing it. And as I mentioned earlier in this call today, I think we're seeing it by the day. And I think it was yesterday or the day before the cruise lines, most of them have said they're getting rid of the mask mandates on board. And you can think what you want to think about that, but I think one thing is probably true, and that is going on a cruise will start to feel like going on a cruise again. And I think that's good for cruising, and more people will want to cruise, and more people want to do it more often. I think as you look at Europe, I spent a lot of time in Europe over the last couple of weeks, and from my perspective, Europe is open. Europe is there, so it's just a question of more people coming back, telling their friends, hey, yeah, Europe's great. So I think through this summer, we're really going to see that. And I think we're really going to see that whole market rebound very strongly. So to me, I'm feeling, at a macro industry level, and again, we never know that we could see some weird variant that's, like 9 times as contagious and, 10 times as deadly, and that could change all that. But from what I'm seeing, I have a very high degree of confidence that now is a great time to be making those investments in your business, to looking at, okay, what's the next thing you can do to improve your ability to attract new clients, to retain existing clients, to expand your area of expertise. There's all sorts of different things you can do. Some of them cost, lots of money. Some of them cost no money. Some of them take a little bit of time. Some of them take a lot of time. So, building that priority investment list is a whole separate conversation. But if you have that list, or you have some inkling of the things you could be doing, but you've been maybe gun shy. Personally, we're making big investments in our company, in this company. We're writing bigger checks than we've ever written to service providers to build tools that we're planning to release soon. And so I personally have a pretty high degree of confidence that we're coming, towards the light at the end of the tunnel, that we're starting to see some sustained rebound in travel spend. I think, most of you who at least have been in this business for a while are seeing that in terms of booking activity, and even more importantly, departure activity. We've seen lots of booking activity and rebooking and cancellation and rebooking over the last couple of years, but now we're actually seeing departures, right? Our offices getting hit with all sorts of the, pre-departure luggage tag shipments, and some of our staff I was talking to this morning, they're like, "Where's it all coming from?" It's like, well, things are departing now. They haven't been for the last year. So I think now is a great time. For the last couple of years, we've talked about this pent-up demand and this golden age of travel. And here's the reality. There's a lot of travel advisors that vacated the industry, that retired, that went on to other industries and other professions. And you have the OTAs, you have the remaining travel advisors, and you have new entrants, right? And the new entrants still aren't enough to replace the ones that left. And I think part of what you're seeing is not that travel overall volume is higher than it used to be. There's fewer advisors to serve the volume that has come back. And guess what? It's going to get worse. Meaning there's going to be, when travel fully rebounds, the number of new people coming into the business is not big enough to replace the number that have left. So when travel does completely rebound, and certain categories are ahead of 2019, but others aren't. So when it fully rebounds, I really do think we are on the precipice of that golden age, where we can have a multi-year sustained run of really strong travel demand. So I'm pretty excited that I feel in this business, you should be excited about that, and you should walk with some confidence. So I think good things are ahead, right? So focus on the incremental things that you need to do to make your business better tomorrow than it was yesterday, and I think you'll look up in a couple years from now and have a big smile on your face.
So yeah, ditto everything he just said. I'm just going to say, when you started saying light at the end of the tunnel, immediately the Gloria Estefan song "Coming Out of the Dark" started playing. So if I had that queued up, it would be "Coming out of the dark, I finally see the light now." All right, so I needed one song breakdown, and you gave it to me. I just.
My day is complete, Joshua. My day is complete.
I know you live for this. I know you live for this stuff.
I just need to figure out how to say things that will instantly inspire you to sing. So if I could somehow do it on command, but not without asking, "Hey Joshua, sing," then I would be really happy. I had that little, I don't know, almost the dog whistle that no one else knew.
Yeah. So guys, you just heard that he's now he's got this. His mind is going to start thinking of let's find an obscure Toni Braxton reference. Let's see if he'll start singing. No, seriously, and I'm going to go back to the comments before we wrap up. Do check out our blog. More and more content is going out on our blog, but Jason's articles come out every Monday. They go into network news, but then they also go out on our blog, travelquestnetwork.com/blog. Share it with your friends. Share it with other people in the travel industry, because he does. He spends time putting his thoughts together around whatever's going on, and I don't know where you find the time. He's got that time management thing down that I don't have. But I know that I appreciate them, and I know so many of our members do too. So,
I appreciate that. I'm glad, and I would invite anyone who does read them, if you have a different opinion, send that in. I would love to talk through some of those things, either personally or by email, or because the opinions and I don't have a monopoly on the right answers or opinions. So if you guys have different opinions, we'd love to hear from you what you think about some of these things that come up in these weekly articles. And I think we probably love to share some of those thoughts with the whole network. If you're okay with that, we'd probably ask you before that. But if you have ideas, you have thoughts, share them in. Let's discuss.
Yeah, I always say there's an endless supply of my opinions, but the more informed I get, those opinions can change at any moment. So nothing's set in stone. So definitely we welcome the feedback. So just before we wrap up the show, I want to come back to the comments. Definitely agreement around clients not necessarily understanding why the prices are so high. So definitely some agreement around there. Hannah said, when you're working with the right clients, you're happy to go to work every day. And that is so true, says Debbie. Let's see, let's see. Hannah said, yay, sustainable travel for all, when we were talking about sustainability. Liz, loving the fact that Travel Quest Network, its members support each other. We do. We do too, sorry. Let's see. I'm not even going to say this, Rebecca. She said, love how Joshua casually says, when I was on Avalon a few weeks ago. I'm becoming one of those guys. Okay, thank you, Rebecca. I like that. Let's see. Lena said, Joshua, I'm going to steal the phrase about organization versus time management. I'll just start calling myself a task collector. That's going to stick. Let's see here. Andrea said she registered for Travel Quest World today. Andrea, cannot wait to see you there. It's going to be so much fun on the Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas. So many people tuning in. And our Velma, she chimed in after you were talking about when's the right time to invest in your business. She said double ditto there. Terry said, yay, we needed a song break. So see, this is the encouragement I get, Jason. This is why I do it.
I have never discouraged you from singing, ever.
Never. There's been a lot of encouragement there. No. Anyway, well, Jason, I'm just going to casually say I'm in Mexico. It's the end of the week. We need to wrap it up. We need to wrap up our show. I'm so glad that you were able to join me this week.
Thank you for having me. I had fun, as always.
Yes, and those of you who tuned in live, you make this show. So thank you so much for joining us live. And those of you watching it whenever, so glad that you tuned in. And again, if you are tuning in and you're not familiar with Travel Quest Network, you just happen to find our podcast, find us on YouTube, and you said, man, this group of people sounds really cool. Check us out, travelquestnetwork.com. We would love to be your platform that you build your travel business upon. Travel Quest Network is a very, very supportive group of travel entrepreneurs, and we really, really love working together as a group to find what success means. Success means something different to everybody, and we love coming together and helping you succeed. So thank you. Do you have anything else you want to add, Jason? I feel like I got a little sermon-y there.
No, just have a great weekend, everybody. We love that you're listening in or joining live, especially. I hope you have a great weekend, a great next week, and we have lots of cool things on tap coming up, so buckle up.
Buckle up, and we'll see you in Minneapolis next Saturday. Take care, guys. Go plant a tree. Happy Earth Day. Bye.